Good evening and welcome back to the Everwind Chronicles on this Monday, which hopefully this is a good way to start off your week. We are obviously still in exile as the plague continues to spread, and I hope you guys are all staying safe, and we'll be able to provide some fun and happiness during such a crazy time. And with that in mind, we will jump right back into it. So, when we last left off, the party had accepted a mission from Hadressa, the mysterious figure in the city of Elduin, who had sent them on a mission to rescue miners, who they then discovered were actually on a mission from Hadressa to find and find any sort of items of necromantic power there, and try to prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. But unfortunately, during a battle at the end of the temple, a character named Vander successfully escaped with something called the Staff of Shazran, which Edric the gnome, who is one of the survivors in that camp, told them was an item that could supposedly resurrect, or not resurrect, but raise an undead creature of theoretically any power level, which, as long as the wielder is powerful enough to pull it off, which is quite an imposing threat to everyone who loves peace and good. And they managed to secure the rescue of 4 of the 5 surviving miners, one of them being killed by Vander on his way out, and returned to Hadressa, where they were paid for their mission according to the agreement. They were also given 4 out of the 5 promised pieces of information, because of 4 out of 5 survivors, and had a long conversation with Hadressa, where they discovered that the children they had sent with a detachment of Greenwood soldiers to the north were attacked and by undead, and the soldiers and pretty much everyone in the group were slaughtered except for Sylenna, who was rescued by a man named Tryll, who works for Hadressa, who had apparently killed quite a few of the zombies on his own, but was only able to get Sylenna out of there alive, reuniting Sylenna with the party when they met with Hadressa again underneath the city. They then finish their business as Hadressa pulls Asura aside and tells her, has a little bit of a talk with her, including letting her know that in 2 days that Greenwood is going to send for them to go on a mission, and that on that mission is going to be a man named Kotak. And if she is actually interested in learning how Hadressa does what she does, Hadressa proposed a test, the test being whether she could think and act the right way to even begin that journey. That test being to earn Kotak's favor somehow. And if Asura succeeded, to return to Hadressa, and if not, to not. And the party then split as Asura went, and Bear actually went to the Oaken Anvil to do some work on their armor and various projects, and left. Bear left sooner, and Asura left later, as the sun had set and it was getting into the twilight hours. On her way back, she met a child who said that her mother was in trouble, and Asura followed to try and help the child, and found herself surrounded by city guard. And the city guard, the apparent leader, informs her that the Oaken Anvil is the main supplier of weapons and armor for the city guard. And they have to rely, they basically rely on the Oaken Anvil's work for their lives, for their safety and their lives. And so anybody who messes with the Oaken Anvil messes with them. And that is where we're going to pick things up. As two men fall in behind her and a collection of others fall in around this alleyway, the commander continues explaining again how they depend on the Oaken Anvil for their lives, and says, so when Idrith tells us about his little burglary incident, we felt obligated to do something about it. Now, we've been instructed to not do anything too serious or permanent, but that all depends on you. See, if you resist, I can't guarantee what's going to happen. And if you resist and somehow manage to escape, well, I'm just going to have to put out a bounty for you for burglary and resisting arrest and probably assaulting the King's Guard. So, but otherwise you just kind of stay put and we'll teach you your lesson. So, that's your choice, really. And you see as all their men with their weapons drawn are all just kind of staring at you dead-eyed, kind of just slowly moving in to you. What do you want to do?
Boys. There is enough of me for everyone. However, I prefer a personal one-on-one experience, so I would like one at a time to come to me. Yes? Too many at once. That's too much to keep track of. I just want one-on-one experience. The intimacy. Look into your eyes.
I don't think you understand what this is.
Oh, I know exactly.
This isn't an honorable duel. You weren't honorable when you snuck into that building. This is a lesson. And it's a group lesson.
Yes, and I did not go to formal schooling, so I don't do well in group settings.
Oh, well. I suppose that's another lesson you're going to have to learn at the same time. I hope you're a fast learner. And he kind of goes like this, and you see the two soldiers behind you reach out to grab your arms. Do you resist?
I do not resist.
All right. They grab you feel the rough, tight grasp of strong men grabbing each of your arms and holding them out, not at all being kind, and force you to your knees. You feel like actually a kick to the back of your knees, and you go down on your knees hard on the pavement. As they hold you then in place, and the guard says, all right, fine, a compromise, one at a time. And he stands back as one of the soldiers grins and hits and walks up to you with the butt of his spear, just takes and just jams it straight into your midriff section.
Oh.
Feel the air rush out of your lungs, and just like you just can't breathe for a moment as pain just blooms across your stomach. One by one, each of them comes and strikes you in a new and different way. Across the face, across the chest, on your stomach, on your legs, until they eventually release you and begin kicking you on the ground. They're covered in bruises, blood dripping down your face, and just completely beat up. You hear the captain call off the rest of them and says, yeah, right. Take the bow and you feel them snatch the bow from where it's strapped behind your back, and says, well, let that be a little lesson to you, she-devil. The Oaken Anvil's off limits. You gotta learn the rules if you're gonna operate in this city. And he stands up and tosses the bag of gold at your face, just smacking right in front of your face as you lay on the ground. And your last thought is realizing that's the same gold pouch that you left behind the Oaken Anvil when you broke in. As your vision fades to black. The rest of you guys left early and headed back to the mansion. We're going to rewind time for a second. So, Stoic, Valan, and Easy were walking together to, after Bear and Asura left, you guys were walking back after the meeting with Hadressa. This is around noonish, right?
I think that we were all back at the mansion, and Stoic or Bear and Asura left to go to the Oaken Anvil.
Right.
And
Stoic didn't. It was just Bear and
sorry.
Asura.
Yeah, just
Bear, sorry, yeah. Stoic and Easy were resting because they needed to have that long rest benefit, and I was watching Sylenna.
Okay. Stoic, as you're walking back from the meeting with Hadressa on your way back to rest at the mansion, as you're walking down the bustling, just working your way through the just mass of people that is this capital city of Elduin, just pushing your way through and working your way in, and finally working your way into the Leaf District, where it thins out a little bit, but it's still busy. There's still a good number of people coming and going down the streets. You see a little bit fancier stands here and there, and one of them you see is a stand that has what's some sort of meat pie, and you just smell it and just think, oh, that smells really good. You pause just for a moment to look at it, and as you do, you see in the stand next to you a group of 3 men, all wearing something instantly recognizable as priests of the Church of Chaldron, the god of life, your god. And they seem to be looking at the wares next to you. Do you want to do anything?
I'm by myself at this point.
Well, I think the rest of you are with you. You just kind of paused for a second at one of the stands, but they're with you. The Valan and Easy are with you.
I would actually like to I would like to hide. If I spot them, I would want to not be seen.
Okay.
By them.
Okay.
And would try to get out of line of sight before they noticed the garb that I'm wearing.
Okay. So 2 things. First, I will tell you that as you look at them, you recognize also that one of them is dressed very clearly as an archpriest. Like very high level.
Yeah, I'm definitely hiding.
Ooh.
I want you to roll a stealth check with disadvantage because you're in daylight in the middle of a
Oh, okay.
I think you have disadvantage anyway with your stealth checks, but
I do because my armor is a little heavy. The first roll was a 2.
All right, so it's 2.
And
We'll be going up from there.
And a 6. So I think my stealth is 0. So that's just a solid 2.
Clang, clang, clang.
all right. So
yes,
as you basically you see them, and the guy there's a guy standing next to you here that's also looking, and you just basically grab him by the shoulders and shove them in between, this guy who's significantly shorter than you, in front of you to get behind, and the guy's like, Ahoy then! What's this? And you see the guys in the next stand over look at you, look up and look at you, and you see the archpriest kind of look you up and down with like this sort of calm curiosity, and he walks over to you and says, like, just with this kind of shrewd, curious look, and says, "Life be with you, brother."
And light be with you, as always. And I will, not a full bow, but definitely a head down to a respectable level.
I do not recognize you as one of our chapter here in Carandia.
I am not from your chapter. I actually hail from out in the Worldthorn, and I've just happened to be finding my way here.
Yes. I had heard a curious rumor some long time ago of a missionary bard who had adopted an orc. Apparently the rumors were true. And I assume this is you.
The one and only.
You can see as you're talking to him, he holds himself very like straight backed and good posture. His head just kind of slightly moving with this kind of odd movement as he talks. He is a high elf and with very sharp features. And again, it's always hard to tell how old an elf is unless they're at the tail end of their life. But he definitely looks like somebody who's seen a lot of things. And he's just sort of like looking at you with a sort of examining but not really threatening look. And he says, "Well, some would disdain you for such a heritage, but I personally believe that children gives life to all creatures, and he can also give redemption to all. Is it not so?"
Oh, it is so, sir. And he has graced me with such redemption.
That is good to hear, and quite encouraging. I must say the clerics of your temple have developed quite the reputation. The World Thorns is a dangerous place.
That is why we strive to purge it of said evils by using the light that's given to us.
Well said. Might I inquire, what brings you so far to the south?
Currently, I'm searching for the ones that attacked our temple last, and that killed so many of our number. And that journey has led me here.
That such has led you far.
That it has.
And do you believe you will find such attackers here in Carandia?
I don't know, but we have found the root of darkness here. We have found rumors of undead.
Yes, indeed. Quite a nasty business. And quite unfortunate to see it rising again as the curse of Carandia continues. Our work is never done.
No, it is not. All we can do is just hold the light true and follow it where it leads.
You must forgive me. I am Ranmon, Archpriest of Carandia, in the Carandian chapter. And who do I have the pleasure of addressing?
Stoic Songsteel.
It is,
just a lonely cleric.
I see. Do not belittle yourself, for the clerics of children are never to be underestimated. Tell me, you are traveling far. Have you any needs?
I didn't know there was a temple here in town. Just a friendly face and a place to rest if we need it. For me and my companions would be nice. We have a place to stay here, but sometimes, it's good to have a secondary home.
Well, of course. You may find our temple in the western part of the Leaf District. Anyone should be able to guide you. I would encourage you to visit for prayer, and you will always find friendly faces among the faithful.
Thank you, sir.
And should you ever want to serve the local chapter, should you ever need anything, I can always have use for someone of your particular talents.
Well,
there is much evil to squash.
Yes, there is. And I apologize, but I can't keep my friends waiting, and I must leave you, but may the light be with you.
May it ever guide your way. You turn and walk forward, feeling his eyes just kind of like on you, like following you as you walk away.
And if it's right to our place, I'm gonna go left.
It's a little ways down the road.
Okay.
It's not exactly like right there.
I'd prefer that he not know where we live. Love those guys, but
interesting. Very interesting.
All right.
Are you guys coming or not?
Valan and Easy, you were there. Like, you basically heard that interaction.
Like we're right there next to him when it happened?
Yeah, I mean, within an earshot, yeah.
Hmm.
Just in case you were wanting to do anything.
Okay.
Are you okay there, bud?
Yeah, I didn't expect to see anybody from my faith here, and it kind of surprised me a little bit. I'm not really in the best standing with my temple, so.
Really?
Yeah, they don't. Half orcs aren't taken too kindly to, or at least in the temple I was at. I mean, I've heard there's a few of us out there in the faith, but not a lot, and so it's rough sometimes.
Those high elves, that's the worst. I know all too well. Especially at that one to where a dragon. I'm going to get him one day. I'm going to get that high elf one day. I know.
So it's the eyes, the beady little eyes. Kind of freak
like
me out. Like
little weasels on high stools. Yes.
Yes.
Looking down upon all other creation. Yes, I know the type.
What? To come completely clean with you guys, technically I'm not even a cleric. I mean,
you do cleric spells.
I know how, but I learned from watching and I learned from reading, and everyone in that temple did everything they could to keep me from becoming a cleric. I was basically just a training dummy for everybody. But I know my stuff. I really do. I mean, I studied and I practiced and I trained. I just formally in the church, they never granted me the title, but I do have the skill.
We have seen that.
Yes, I'd say you are a cleric, whether you're sworn in or not.
Well, that power has to come from somewhere, and
That's right.
what little I understand of clerics, that usually comes from your deity. So it seems that you might have his favor at least.
Well, he's the only thing that's kept me here as long as I've been. So, I mean, without him in my life, I don't think I could have made it to where I am today.
Yes, I'd say you're probably more of a cleric than any of those, soap-washed high elves.
Keep going, Christian Nayland.
Well, that one in particular is an archbishop. He is very, very high on the food chain.
Well,
I'm surprised that he's even heard of me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet.
those elves like knowledge, and so I don't fault him for it.
Is he fairly indicative of what your order is like? Because from a little bit I got to experience, he seemed a little high on himself.
Well, our group, for what it was, they were kind of on the outskirts of the faith, because we use the grace of light to purge the earth of darkness and of undead and evil. And most of the faith believe that just having faith is enough and you don't have to go out in the world and clean it. But the temple I'm from, that's what we trained for, was to go out and, help others by ridding it of the undead, such as vampires and zombies and necromancers and beasts of all sorts. So
Putting your faith to work.
Yeah, to everyone else in the faith, we're just kind of grunts, pretending to be faithful, but really we just want to go out and bust heads, which isn't it at all. For us, it's a higher calling.
Well, my friend, it seems you are well on your way to achieving that calling and doing a great service to your God.
Thank you.
I respect your fervor, young Stoic.
Fervor?
Yes, I can't pronounce it very well in your tongue. Orc is very hard for me to speak.
Good thing we're speaking common.
You can retcon that.
All right, well, we better get back before everyone starts wondering where we went.
Duh.
So
Yes.
It's about then that you finally reach Eldergate Manor and enter into rest for the rest of the day, and you're shortly joined. It's not too long before Bear joins you also to rest and recoup at the mansion.
Okay.
So that now we're kind of fast forwarding to evening again. Asura, you slowly start to awake. It's a very slow process. With your eyes still closed and only kind of semi-conscious, you start hearing voices. And at first it's sort of like muffled, and then it starts clarifying a little bit. Still not fully conscious yet, but you hear two voices, and one of them, a familiar sounding female voice, who says, "Idrith, really? Was this all completely necessary?" And you hear, "Look, if I hadn't told the guard who did the burglary, no, they wouldn't have let it go. They're quite protective of me, and if it just would have gotten worse if I had tried to hide it. But still, I am a little glad the little thief was taught a lesson. Is that so, you petty 300-year-old little boy? If you're so glad, why would you drag her all the way over here? Listen, I know small people tend to have small imaginations, but try to imagine that I do have a heart. She says, you listen here, you glorified lumberjack. Your wit maybe might be endearing to some precious few, but to others it's just poison. You provoked her. I hardly think a little harmless banter is justifiable motivation for burglary. If that were the case, you would have robbed me blind by now. No, after all these years, I would have murdered you. And it would have been easy, for while you might be a glorified lumberjack, you lack all the muscle that typically comes with it. Shush now. I think she's waking up. You finally are able to open one eye as the other won't open for some reason.
For some reason. Like I didn't just get kicked in the face.
You opened one eye to see a familiar-looking. You've only met her once, but the familiar-looking gnome woman named Hadressa from the herbalist shop. Who, and it's very common for herbalists to also be healers, so it's not a surprise to be there. And you see, as they were talking, you had felt small little hands, kind of washing and taking, bandaging and things like that. As you wake up laying in a room on a cot, it's surrounded by shelves of bags and jars and just boxes and different things of different powders and leaves and all sorts of different things just lining the shelves. And you see her kind of bent over as she's got like a rag on your forehead and is saying, all right, dear, wake up, dear, it's all right, you're safe, it's all over. Can you hear me?
Rietta?
I don't know what that means, love, but you're all right. You'll understand what I'm saying to you.
Yes. Where am I?
Oh, well, you're in the Golden Kieran. You're in the back. It's this blockhead here brought you, over here to get some healing. I've been through quite a little bit of an incident, I'm afraid. But you'll clear up. You'll be all right. There's nothing serious.
I'm gonna try to hoist my body up to a sitting position.
As you do, you feel sharp pains in your ribs, and you feel like a throb in your head. And she's like, all right, well, slowly, dear, slowly. Be very cautious about it. You're still tender in a lot of spots. As it takes you a minute, like you have to stop for a second, and then slowly you're able to work your way back up to a sitting position. As you reach up and touch, you feel that your eye is just swollen shut, and it's not as puffy as it could be. Like she may have done something to it to help it with the swelling, but you feel beat up.
I want to get up onto my feet and walk to Idrith.
All right. And she takes a hand, but being significantly shorter than you are, it's like she just kind of tries to push up on your hand, basically, to kind of help hold you up as you kind of shakily stand to your feet and kind of hobble over to him across the room as he's kind of staying there watching this happen.
With my one good eye, I would like to. What is his eye color? Idrith's.
Idrith's. It's basically brown with a little bit of greenish to it.
All right, I want to change my eye color to his eye color with my one good eye.
Performance check.
Oh, okay, all right. That's 18 plus whatever that is. Hold on, let me get my rig figured out here. Performance is 2, so 20 total.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty darn close. You pretty much nailed it.
Good. I want to stare him in the eye with my one good eye and just say, I have been a lot of things and I will be a lot of things. But if ever you send somebody to kick me, beat me, call me demon, you better be there yourself to witness it. And I'm going to hand him back the pouch of money.
As he like takes it, like in his hand, he's like, hey, try to understand. It's not completely up to me. I talk to them all the time, and I told them somebody had burglarized us, and they're not going to let it go once they know I'm under their protection. Like, we make all their things. They're killing instruments and everything. It's not completely my fault. You should be thankful that I drug you over here instead of left you bleeding in the streets.
Thankful. Yes, I am so thankful. I am so thankful that you are the kind of person who would put somebody else's life at risk and then say, oh, it's not my problem. I am just a poor victim to circumstance. Grow up.
Oh, I'm not
Take
saying
responsibility for yourself. I took responsibility.
Did you?
I could have killed each and every one of them, but I did not. I did something bad to you.
I'm a victim. I'm saying there are rules that I can't change. And besides, all I'm saying is I didn't have to drag you all the way across the city to help you out here. I could have left you in the streets. But I didn't. Because apparently, they say rescuing an enemy is a noble thing to do. And if that's the case, I think I just became the Emperor of Targonia.
I am your enemy. What a sad life you must lead. I thank you for taking me here. But I don't thank you for what you did. And more importantly, I expect a bow come morning. Have a good night.
So are you leaving?
Yeah, I'm going to turn back to Palessa. I'm not going to talk. Like, he can be in the room. I don't care. I'm not talking to him anymore tonight. I've had enough conversation.
You just hear him say under his breath, heartbreaking. You actually see, as you turn to Palessa, she's just like, shh.
Thank you very much for taking care of me. I have not been vulnerable like that in a while, and I appreciate the tenderness from which you took care of me.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I do. That's my craft. And look, for whatever it's worth, it was his superior healing potion that got you to wake up too. I just was the hands.
Well, if I know anything about hands, they are sexy when they are healing.
You are quite the odd one, aren't you?
So I have been told.
Well, I appreciate it, love, but I'm not interested.
Oh, too bad.
Besides, I'm a lot older than I look. I know I don't look all that old, but I'm actually 80 years old.
Oh,
we
just
live a lot longer than you think.
I did not mean anything by it, but I do appreciate the honesty.
That's what I do. Now, are you going to be able to make it back home?
I think so. So long as no more guards send children to do an adult's job.
You just hear him be like, "How relaxed, it's over."
It better be. Because I can only take so many kicks before I fight back. And I have worked too hard to be better than I was before.
Better than before? Well, that must be... And you hear her just be like, shh. Cuts him off again. All right, dear. I think, hopefully the children can learn to get along someday, but I think that's a little bit much to ask tonight, so you should probably go home and get some rest, all right?
Yes. And Edith, give Velik my love.
Oh, yes. I'll get right on that.
You make a very handsome couple. And I'm going to just leave now.
Couple? You hear him say.
They really do, though. They make such a perfect couple. Can that be canon? I really want Edith and Edith to be both partners in canon life.
I think it is now.
We'll see. Shipping NPCs here.
I will ship an NPC till the cows come home. I love them so much, even though Asura hates them.
All right. So it's kind of a slow hobbling journey. She did give you some herbs and stuff in a little pouch, and tells you to brew it in tea. That it's not going to taste good, but to do it anyway. And drink that tonight and tomorrow when you wake up, and send you on your way as you kind of hobbled through the now dark, pretty empty. Looks like you've been out for a little bit. Streets. You finally managed to make your way back to Elder Gate, and make your way. Basically, now you're able to get into your room and rest.
What time did she finally make it back?
Yeah, I was wondering,
like midnight.
I was going to say, like, considering I probably would have stayed up because she wasn't back when I thought she would be back. It's getting kind of late, kind of thing.
All right. Well, you see her come in, and it's like a busted lip, and swollen eye, and just dirt and blood and everything, bruises and everything all over her. You see her hobble into the house.
Asura, what happened?
It is better we do not talk about it. But it is over. And we won't have to worry about it again.
Somebody hurt you. That is not okay. And you say it's over, but this is not okay. This is not okay.
You can repeat that 1,000 times. But it is already done. Valan, you are the first of your kind I have ever met who did not use the word demon when they described me. I hope you do not think of me as such.
I was taught more by the monks of my order to never look at someone just by their exterior, to never judge another living soul before I got to know them. I have seen evil in this world. From my childhood on through, I have seen evil. And Asura, I can tell you, you are not evil. You are not a demon.
Asura tries very hard to not cry in front of you. Oh. She tries to hold her shit together in front of you.
think understanding how Asura works, and at least a little bit, I kind of acknowledge that fact, and then just get some rest. I'll see you in the morning, and then I go to my room.
Before you go, where's Sylenna?
Actually, what you know what? I say that back. I don't go to my room. I have given Sylenna my room, and I'm going to go out and just sleep out in the courtyard. And
So-
she's in my room.
May I go to your room?
By all means.
I don't want to go to my room. I want to go to Sylenna.
Okay.
So Stoic slept all day, like went to bed at noon so that he could stay up all night. So I'd have been awake, and I'm pretty sure, because I'd be doing rounds, that I would have seen her come in.
Okay.
So if she's going upstairs to go to wherever, I would have just walked by her and went, I hope the other guy looks worse. And I would have put my hand on her shoulder and done healing hands as I walked past her on the stairwell. It just kept going. So hold
I
on.
hate to see him leave, but I love to watch him go.
Let me
Oh man.
healing hands. Let me I gotta not mark it off. Or sorry, cure wounds. That's
I love that we're now calling it healing hand.
your fault, damn it.
Not sorry about it.
That would have been four points of healing.
Cool. I didn't even roll for any damage, so
I know.
thank you. Appreciate
And then I would spend the rest of the night, DM, on guard, patrolling the perimeter all night.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
12 plus stuff. 12 plus 3. So that's 15.
Okay. And you have dark vision, right?
I do.
Okay, cool.
I do.
Okay. So Asura, you go to Valan's room, where Sylenna is inside with a single candle burning, with kind of sitting with her back to the wall on the bed, with her feet, her knees kind of pulled up to her chest, staring at her father's hat on the bed in front of her.
I'm gonna just. May I come in?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna sit down next to her and show her the knives that I was working on today. For her. They still have some work to do to finish them, but I thought you might like them.
Yeah, she finally kind of looks away from the hat to the knives you're showing her and everything, and takes them in her hand, and kind of weighs them a little bit and everything. He's like, for me?
Yes, for you.
Why? Asura, what happened? She finally looks up at you and sees your state.
You know what? It happens sometimes when I am working with the tools. I'm still getting used to the blacksmithing tools, and I made a bit of a mess of myself. But I am fine. I am fine. It is fine. Stoic put a little bit of on me, so I'm feeling much better now.
Her eyes, as she had talked to you, shifted to a deep purple. You can kind of barely see in the candlelight. And she's silent for a second as she's looking at you, and then she says, yeah. And I fell down the stairs a lot when I was growing up.
Touché. I have made some bad choices when I first came here. And those bad choices came back to haunt me tonight. And I chose to accept them instead of retaliating. I don't know if I made the right choice. but I made it.
She kind of frowns a little bit. It's like, you're not going to kill him?
No. They are not worth it.
She kind of looks back down at the knife and is like, and just kind of repeats your words to herself, like, not worth it.
Sometimes it is better to not fight back. I am still getting used to this idea. I don't know if it feels good upon myself, but I'm trying to make sure that when I do kill, that I am killing for the right reasons.
She just kind of slowly nods. Well, you should sleep.
So should you?
Yeah. Thank you.
You are quite welcome.
They really are beautiful.
Thank you. They still have some work left to be done, but I wanted to make sure that they were correctly balanced for you.
She takes them and she kind of does a little flip with them and everything with each one. It's like, oh, they feel really good. I can't wait to see when they're finished.
It will be soon. Hold on to them for tonight and I will grab them in the morning.
Okay. She turns and puts them under her pillow.
And if you need me for any reason, my bedroom is just a couple doors down.
She just nods and doesn't say anything.
Good night.
Good night.
Don't let the sand fleas bite.
Yeah. Says you close the door and go back to your room now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, with Stoic making the rounds and keeping an eye on things in the house as the servants have all gone to bed, as everyone else goes to sleep, you get rest, and Asura, you'll recover your hit points and be back to full. Stoic, you'll still be a spell down, because you're on off sleep schedule right now. Morning comes, and as you guys are gathered around, as the servants are providing a breakfast for you of eggs and sausage and little cakes that are local to Carandia that they make. You hear the head servant go over and answer the door as there's a knock. And he returns and he's like, might I interrupt your business? There is a messenger from Lord Greenwood.
A day early.
What?
Send him in.
Yeah.
He owns the place.
Walking into the room is a soldier dressed in the green and gold of Greenwood's men, with lots of dust and just well-traveled look, like he just got off the road. He says, I have a message. Can I assume that you are to Easy, Stoic, Asura, Bear, and Valan?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I am to inform you that Lord Greenwood requests your services and to be ready to ride tomorrow morning. He will send more information in the morning, but has need of your skills and services.
Ride to where?
I apologize, sir. I don't know. I'm just delivering the message. I can tell you, I don't think I would test him personally right now. I might be speaking out of turn, but he was quite angry about something.
Can't imagine what.
I don't know, some sort of attack that happened on his men not too long ago.
Sylenna, is that food good? You enjoying your breakfast?
She looks up kind of like in surprise and just kind of nods sheepishly.
Can't imagine why I'd be upset.
I don't know, but I've never seen him that upset before. I mean, I guess it's gossip, but it looks like he had turned over his desk in his office when he gave me the message. I probably shouldn't say anything more about that.
Wouldn't that have been what's his nuts desk?
Duke Polton's.
Oh,
Yeah,
Polton.
that makes me happy. It's a good thing. Okay.
So wait, are we heading back out to Midreach? Is that where we're going? Isn't that where Lord Greenwood is?
It is, but the messenger doesn't know for some reason. I guess we'll find out in the morning.
Be ready to ride in the morning.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose I can tell you I'm also informing a regiment of about 50 men you'll be traveling with, so
Whoa.
something serious.
So will our gracious benefactor be providing horses for us?
We already have horses. We have our own horses.
Shush. He paid for those horses.
He wants more horses.
What do we need more horses for?
He didn't say anything about that sort of thing.
Okay.
Stoic needs at least 6 more horses.
I'm like, I want more animals. I want more animals.
Can I have a pug?
Battle pug?
A battle pug,
For
yes.
God's sakes. That's
Oh.
fantastic.
A war pig riding into battle.
We will be ready to ride tomorrow.
Lord Greenwood didn't say anything about a pug either. I don't know what that is.
That is a disappointment.
Yeah, it just said to be ready to ride tomorrow morning.
He obviously doesn't know about their effectiveness.
Plus 2 heavy breathing.
All right.
Making friends wherever we go.
Right.
Well, stick around. See if you can get some food. I'm sure Rollo doesn't mind. Rollo?
Good on you, Bear.
We
The
inconvenience
messenger.
others so much.
The messenger. It's not Rollo. It's Rollo is Hadressa's guy.
Dang it. What's our servant's name?
It is.
Hey, you.
Hey, servant.
Oh, wait, I know I wrote it down.
You guy?
Robert.
Robert.
That's right.
Oh,
Hey.
Bear.
I'm sure Robert could doesn't mind feeding. Do you, Robert?
No, I suppose not.
Very well then.
This is kind of becoming a company lunch.
We'll write it off on our taxes. Which you got to fill by the 15th. Just gonna
That's right.
put that out there.
Yeah, 4 fortnights
You
left.
the messenger then turns to Robert and says, the governor would also like to inform you that he will be moving his plans up in the transition of power in Midreach and will be returning to Elduin much sooner than anticipated in order to have words with the king. So, just to let you know. Robert suddenly looks a little bit stressed. Very good. We shall have the manor ready.
Right.
And the messenger says no need. While he might visit, he will be staying in his royal apartments in the castle.
Ooh.
Okay.
Royal
That was my next
apartment.
question.
And you see Robert kind of like look a little bit less stressed, but
I think he likes us.
And I said, then he remembers he's got us as house guests, and he starts getting stressed again.
What is the cook's name again?
The cook is, I think it's Ingle, if I'm not
That
mixing it up.
sounds right.
Yes, because he has a grocery store.
Yep, Ingle, the elven chef.
The
Yep.
family of Ingles.
Come from a long line of cooks.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so the messenger, after for a few minutes, Robert brings back out a sack with some food in it to give to the messenger as the messenger leaves. Apparently, a messenger of Greenwood's employee sitting as a guest at the table being a little too much for Robert.
When you're here, your family. Olive Garden.
Wow.
That sounds familiar.
It is a phrase I heard once.
Oh, okay.
That puts us a little higher on the food chain than I would have originally valued myself.
With Greenwood, you mean?
Well, we have this place, and a messenger can't even get a seat at the table.
Oh.
Like, that's...
Yeah, because we're pool boys.
Pool boys don't get to live in the house.
They get a cabana in the back.
I'll take a cabana. That sounds pretty great, actually.
Robert says, "You are the governor's guests. He is merely an employee. There's
Oh,
rules to these sorts of things."
oh my. I didn't mean to offend Robert. Now, like, a little...
No offense necessary. I was simply explaining the way of the world.
And can I, while this is all happening, we're still eating at the table, right, for breakfast? Okay. I perform mage hand in front of Sylenna, and I'm trying to get her to laugh by juggling eggs and a piece of sausage to like twist, like flipping the egg on top of the sausage. And I accidentally whip it too hard, and the egg goes in Robert's direction. Should I roll for that?
Roll a performance check.
Don't fuck with
Alright.
her, Robert.
It's just
So
supposed to
good.
be- I'm trying to make Sylenna laugh.
I'm for this.
All right, I rolled. Let's see. It's being weird. All right, I did not roll very well. I rolled a 3. Wait, no, hold on a second. Sorry, it didn't roll. That was an old one. Here we go. Now I shall roll. Okay, I rolled a 13. Never mind. For mage hand egg throw.
Ah.
I don't know if you add modifiers to that or just let it go flat.
You know, the sausage modifier.
It's your performance, whatever your performance.
Oh,
If only there was such a thing. Make millions.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
a-
no, it's still 13. Added
That's a
2
no
to
for
it.
me.
Yeah, mage hand is not very dexterous, so
No, it's not.
pretty
It's
hard
not.
to actually do
Mhm.
anything like that.
Oh, that's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I
so-
went wrong. It didn't do very well. It just ended poorly.
Right. So what ends up happening is you basically try to do this and flip it at Robert, but it actually just falls right onto your chest.
Oh no!
You got egg on your chest there. Easy.
Yes, but it feels like it's on my face.
But you do see a small smile from Sylenna.
All right. Yes. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
Mission success.
Just look on the sunny side and don't let your emotions get scrambled there, buddy. You're fine.
You also see her, like, so her eyes are typically like what seems to be standard is like this blue and purple kind of mix. And you just see just a little bit of like a golden tint to it.
All right.
She has that tiny little smile.
I would like to make note of that. Just that her eyes change like that.
Well, you've noticed it since you met her. Her eyes seem to change with her mood.
Yeah, but like the gold is a positive indicator.
Yeah. And she does say, after that calms down, the scene calms down as Robert gets you a napkin. She says, "Does that mean you're leaving?"
To me?
All of you.
All of you. Oh.
I guess we haven't really talked about it. I assume we'd go with Greenwood, but I don't know. I don't feel like going with 50 other men, though. That seems a little... We work better alone, am I right?
Could be for protection.
This is a very interesting time because we heard tale from Tryll that a large group of undead took out 30 of his men, and that is that's just insane. Like, that should not happen.
Right.
30 trained soldiers taken out by a horde of undead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 50 may seem excessive, but it's also probably necessary.
Yeah.
Well, Sylenna, I mean, you still have your decision to make on whether... I don't know if you fully committed to whether you're going with us or you're going into safety, because where we're going is probably not safe.
Very true.
Yeah.
I thought that it was between either Hadressa's man or the Feywild. The option was never to go with us to fight the undead, I didn't think.
Yeah, but who would
Yeah.
she stay with while we search out the Feywild?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like we know where the door is. It's going to take us a little while to find it.
Right.
And to Sylenna, I say it seems that your hand is being forced, that the timetable for a decision might be moving up.
Yeah. So let's find out what she decides here.
Ooh,
She thinks for a good long time, and Asura, I assume you're seated next to her.
Oh yeah.
You see again, like, she is just like down below the table, down at her side. You notice at some point that she's just like gripping her father's hat in one hand as she's eating with the other, and she says, I've been so angry my whole life. And I wanted to do something. I wanted to be... I wanted to make people like my parents fear me. I don't really know what I wanted. They're dead. I can't take revenge like I wanted to. And Storm said the Sapphire Queen adopts children. And I've never had a mother. Not a real one. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it sounds weak, or maybe I should learn how to fight and do what you guys do, and help people, but I don't. I want a mom. And I want to know who I am. And I don't think I'll find that if I go learn how to fight, if I just go learn from some guy how to fight.
It is not weak to choose not to fight. The boys have taught me that.
Well, and you said that last night, that sometimes it's not worth it, or that it's just not the right decision. And I don't even know who I would be fighting anymore. But maybe this Sapphire Queen could help me. I don't know, finish growing up.
You deserve that.
Yes.
She might be able to guide you towards your innate abilities. I remembered seeing you disappear and reappear in the glen. That was most unusual. Maybe she can help you learn more about that part of yourself.
I'd like to. I can't really control it. And I don't know why I have it anyway. Or why my eyes change color, or why I look stranger than like a regular elf.
I don't know why I have purple skin. It is so strange to see one of my type like this. But we are all unique, I think. Little outcasts that we are. And maybe you will find the group just like you. Unique.
I mean, that's what Storm said, that all her children were different. Like, that it wasn't just one type of person. There's different types of kids. And I don't know, maybe I'd find somebody else like me.
Perhaps you will. It will be difficult to find.
Not to say you're not like me. I mean, you are in some ways, but you know what I mean.
Listen, when I get mad, I make a little fire poof, but I cannot make my whole body poof, so. But we will help. We will search for this citrus. We will
Yes.
find a way to get to the Feywild so
Yeah.
that you can go. It may take a little while, though. And I don't want you to be in harm's way.
So, what do I do in the meantime? And right then you hear somebody say, "Finally!" And walking in from the other room is Tryll,
Of course.
Knew you were
Yep.
there.
Of course it is.
Yep.
who walks in and sits at the end of the table, putting his legs up on another chair, like next to him. As Robert just like very clearly is like, "How did you get in here?" And Tryll is just like, "With ease."
I think we need to work on that.
I thought you never get to the important decision part. Like, by the gods, you guys talk a lot.
It is a skill.
Yes.
Work hard on it.
Fair point, I suppose. As he reaches for a sausage and bites into it, he's like, "Anyway, I'm supposed to find out what she decided, and if she was going to the Feywild and everything. That Hadressa said she'll make sure she stays hidden until we find this little elf guy."
How long have you been there, Tryll?
Long enough. You know how hard it is to stay that quiet for a long period of time.
Oh, tell me.
You weren't that quiet.
He just kind of winks
Sit
at
up a
you.
little straighter.
He just winks at you as he bites into one of the cakes. Yeah, these are quite good actually. My compliments to the chef. So anyway, that sound good.
Sylenna, does that sound good to you?
She kind of looks around, is like, yeah. Yeah, and you see her kind of like sheepishly looking at Tryll. He's like, "Oh, you'll be in good hands, love. We'll take care of you."
I'm gonna look at Tryll and be like, if one of her beautiful little hairs falls out of her head without natural shedding, I will come for you. You understand? She does not lose a hair upon her head.
He kind of smirks at you and he's like, "I've been watching her longer than you even know her. I've already taken care of her once. So, cool it down a little bit. You'll be alright."
He's not joking, though. We will all find you.
Well, of course. Yes. Of course.
And I hope you like pineapple.
So good. So good.
I won't pretend that I am not heartbroken that I will not have another little assassin in my world, but the world probably needs less assassins. Plus, I still need a job, and I don't want her to compete with you.
You never know. She might not be with the Sapphire Queen forever. She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
This is true.
Life
Her
can
choice
last
to
a
make.
long time, especially in the Feywild.
Well, I still want to finish those knives, even if they only end up becoming a pretty little thing on the wall.
Making knives now, are you?
I saw a knife that I quite liked, and I tried to emulate it just a little bit.
Well, let's see it.
Sylenna?
She reaches behind her and pulls out the knives from where they're apparently at. at the back of her belt and hands him over, and he's like, he kind of looks him over. Which one are you trying to imitate?
The really pretty elvish ones, I was trying to get the weight of them, not the aesthetics of them, but like a simpler version of their like maneuverability.
So he takes it and he like flips it with a lot more skill than Sylenna did last night. Like, it was like it's nothing. Like, he's just giving you, it's like it's as easy as a thumbs up. He's just kind of like flipping them through his fingers and everything, and he's just like, not bad, actually. Not bad. You'll have to watch it if you're doing any sort of engraving or anything like that, you'll have to watch how deep you go to, for the balance and all that. But, just needs a little bit more style, and I think you're onto something. It's not bad. Not bad. As he hands it back to Sylenna.
I just give him a little wink.
All right, then. Shall we be off?
Yes.
Yeah, let's make our way back to the governor.
I'm sorry, where are we going?
I think Tryll.
I don't think any of you are.
Yeah,
No, Sylenna's going with Tryll.
Okay, that's what I
okay.
thought was happening.
That'll give us the day to prep for a ride tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you going back? Are you going back to where we saw you last, or are you going somewhere else in the city?
Yeah, we don't really stay in one place. That's why she always finds you. So, yeah, no. I think you'll find that place as if nothing was ever there. So, but we'll find you.
Then before we leave tomorrow, can you send somebody to the house so that I can give them the knives to give to Sylenna? I'm going to finish them today.
Of course.
I turn to Easy and say, do you still have those acorns? The magic acorns?
I
Oh, you
believe
do?
it was a walnut.
Oh, a walnut.
A very
It's just
different
the
nut.
one.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's just the one.
Just one walnut. It's a one uninut.
The one nut kind of thing.
One nut wonder. Call him Lance Armstrong.
I caught it. I call him Lancy.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I don't think
didn't know
that would
you
be.
had a name
I don't think that would be much help to you.
for it.
It's for Storm to find you, not really.
Correct.
No. I was gonna. I don't know if you want to. It's up to you, but if you could give it, maybe we can give it to Sylenna in case she ever needs it again, because we don't really need it anymore. It might be of use to her.
We kind of do.
We do.
Yeah.
Storm, I think, is trying. She's going to find us, and that walnut will play a factor.
Might help us find their brother as well.
Yes.
It's true.
We don't. All right.
Mm-hmm. What if we
Like
split
your
the walnut
thought
in half?
Do it. What'd you say?
What if we split the walnut in half?
So it's a half nut.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
I don't think that's how the magic.
Yeah, I don't think that's how magic works. But what do I know?
That's not how the
You are the
force
wizard.
works.
Yes, wizard, dear wizard. Easy.
I says we don't. I say we could probably hold on to the nuts right now, and
All right.
I think it would be more beneficial if we help. That would be our part in helping her.
All right. I mean, I do agree. We need to find Cythrus. It's quicker than normal.
Yeah.
So, are you keeping it or giving it to her?
I'm gonna keep it.
Keep it,
Hold
yeah.
on to that. Hold on to that.
I just turn to Sylenna and say, "Be safe, young lady. It's a pleasure protecting you and hosting you this past night. Hope you find what you need."
And I kneel down and put my hand on her shoulder and say, I am very proud of you for making a decision. And I quietly, but I guess it's not going to be super quiet because there's so many people around, said there is a phrase that my order, well, that I was given upon leaving my monastery. And it's in Elvish, Wuthatel Ayera Athavian Ariel. Let's find the song of your heart. I want you to remember that.
Damn, Gina.
I had to practice that 100 times to actually get it to kind of flow.
She just nods to you solemnly.
And I give her a thumbs up with the mage hand. I say, remember to smile, Fraulein. It's good for you.
I'll try.
We will get you home.
Thank you.
You just take care of Tryll until we can get you there.
I'll try.
I don't do so good with goodbyes.
Yeah, when she
So
turns to you, you see her eyes are gray. And as you say that, she just hugs you.
I want to wrap the end of my tail around her. Like while I'm hugging her, I want my tail to come around her. I have nothing to say.
She finally pulls back, and you can see her eyes have a little bit of, like, the tear hasn't fallen, but it's like watered up a little bit, and it's with like the kind of stormy gray eyes, and she just says, I think you were my first real friend. And she turns and walks over to Tryll.
Put a hand on Asura. Not say anything. Just put a hand on the shoulder.
I'm gonna lean into it a little bit.
So she walks over to Tryll, who looks at Robert, and he's like, "Yeah, he's quite good. I think I'll take some." He like grabs a big handful of the cakes and puts them into like a little sack and everything, and like, good luck with whatever you're after.
Until we meet again.
See you soon.
I'll be the same.
Makes a little gesture and slowly and gracefully turns around, and with a hand on Sylenna's shoulder, walks out the front door.
All right.
With that, we're going to take a break.
Just like we scripted, guys. Just like we scripted. Right at the hard break time.
Hey,
Good job. Good job.
The climax of the Enya song just hit.
Sarah McLaughlin's playing in the background.
We all went in way different directions. It was great.
Yes, we did.
Oh, man.
But the heart was there. The heart was there.
All right. So we will take a break for about 10 minutes, and then we will be back. So
Awesome.
See you in a few minutes.
See you guys.
Thank you, Jen.
I have learned to be invisible. Invisible to those who have something I need or want. Invisible to the guards. Invisible to my enemies. I have even accomplished something no thief before me has. I have become invisible to myself. For I cannot bear to look at my own reflection. But is this all there is to me? Is my invisibility simply matching the hollowness I feel inside? I have to know who I am. I have to know if redemption is possible. So I will use all my power to seek that which terrifies me the most. To truly be seen. And perhaps along the way, slit a few throats of those who do not deserve to be seen.
right, welcome back after that particularly intense first half. Really good stuff as Sylenna and Tryll exit the Elder Gate Manor. You guys have basically finished your breakfast. And Asura, you notice that Duke Polton's hat is on the chair. That she apparently left it. And
Good for her.
Yep.
you guys have got basically a full day before you have to be ready tomorrow morning. So, what do you want to do?
Heading back to the smithy.
Yeah, I gotta go back too. Pick up my
Okay.
stuff.
I would like to go to. I guess I'll go to the Oak and Anvil, right? If I need barding for the horse.
Yes.
Okay. I just was curious if there's a special place that's like for horses.
Like a farrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be the right place. Yeah,
Okay.
there might be more than one, but it's probably a good place to start.
Yeah. I'll make my way to the Oak and Anvil for my horse named Shoney.
Alan?
Shoney the pony.
I need to do some specialty. I need to look for some specialty armor. If you, I know you don't really wear armor, but if you want to roll with me, the Oak and Anvil will have basic armor, but I'm looking for something a little more fitting. If you'd like to go with me,
Yeah, I'll join you.
you're going Oak and Anvil. I was asking Valan.
Oh, I thought you said you went rather than me going to Oak and Anvil. I thought you were trying to convince me.
I
would
missed
go
as
to a
well.
nicer
I was
place than
waiting
Oak
for
and
that to
Anvil.
happen.
You guys go do your thing.
Sure, I'll go.
All right.
Okay, so we've got Baron Asura going to the Oak and Anvil. We've got Stoic and Valan going to where?
I'm gonna ask if there's like specialty shops. I'm looking for something that may be enchanted, maybe something more than just your stock and barrel armor.
Yeah, so there are basically 3 places to have a chance at that sort of thing. There's which you have all, at least some of you have been to one time or another. So
I'm
there
not.
is the
Bear.
To Wear a Dragon is
Fresh
the go-to place for magic items. It's
To
very
wear a
high-end.
dragon, I'm sold. You don't need to keep going. You had me at dragon.
Don't be so excited.
Alan, this is where we're going.
Get in, we're going shopping.
Okay. Sure thing.
I will keep it short, but to wear
That's
a dragon, I want to
Yeah,
wear
so-
a dragon.
To Wear a Dragon is like magic items and everything like that, and it's like a very high-end place. It's where Easy was before, and didn't get very far.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
There for that episode.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I've not been there.
All right. The second place would be Impenetrable Beauty, which is non-magic, high-end weapons and armor.
Sounds like a sex shop.
Or a lack thereof. That's where Bear got his weapon that he's been using.
A mace.
His mace,
Mhm.
the blue.
The
Blue
Morning Star.
Dragon of the North.
Blue
Blue Dragon
North.
of the North. That's right.
Blue Dragon of the North.
So that's non-magical but high-end. Like, that'd probably be the best bet if you're wanting high-end. Like, if you wanted something custom-made or just something that's already.
I need some heavy armor that doesn't give me disadvantage to stealth, preferably.
And the other place is less likely. The only other place in town that has magic items is the Secret Pixie.
Yeah.
Is the other shop that Easy had trouble with.
I've already
It's
Oh,
also
That old man messed you up.
that is also of dubious nature, and you don't really know what you're getting.
Yep.
all the time. So, you know, you don't know that you'll get what you want. You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen there. That's where he got his wand of mystery. So you guys want to go
To the dragon.
To where a dragon?
We're gonna chase the dragon.
Oh God.
Good
I
luck.
don't know much, but I'm pretty sure that
Alright.
means something completely different.
Easy? Are you going with them, or are you going to?
I do not want to go to where a dragon. Not yet.
You don't want to go?
No, I'm going to Oak and Anvil.
Okay. All right.
One day I'll come back to that high elf on this high pedestal.
All right.
Get him back for that outhouse joke.
That's right. I got a good one. I'll come up with a good one. It'll take a while.
Waiting on it.
All right. Who wants to go first? Or I mean, I guess the Oak and Anvil people. Is there anything particular you're wanting to do besides work on the stuff and try to find the horse armor?
All I'm gonna do in addition to that is go show my doublet to Errata.
Yeah, and I wanted to stop at Arata's as well.
Okay. So you're wearing the thing that
Yeah.
Errata made you.
Yep.
He's so handsome.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm just doing ring mail for the horse.
You know,
we'll do that. We'll do that first, real quick. So going to Errata's first on your way.
Sure.
So you go in and you see. So now it's at morning time, and you see it's actually a little busier than it was yesterday when you came in. You know, it just seems like business is picking up for him, and you can see that he and Kiri are both kind of working hard and everything, and yeah, he notices you guys and lights up again, and he's like, hello again. 2 days in a row. It's my lucky day. Just hold on just for a minute. And he kind of wraps up with the person he's with and everything. And he's like, well, hello again. Hello. What, oh my. And he stops and looks at Bear, and he's like, well.
You're
Turn
like a nice
around,
little
let me
twirl.
see it. Let me see it. And he quickly
good
goes
view.
into like a very meticulous, like he's kind of pulling at different things and testing different things, like an artist, checking his work. And he's like, well, my, I am very good.
You said it. It is a little hot. It is a little, just a little hot. But other than
Yeah,
that,
it is.
Fits like a dream. And I've never felt fancier.
Oh my goodness, you look fancy and quite imposing in the most noble way.
Oh,
With
really?
you're standing head and shoulders above the crowd
Yes.
and looking good while doing it. It's wonderful.
Oh, Rana, you make a Goliath blush.
Nope.
It was amazing. If I will definitely come back for more if I need more. I just wanted you to see it. It was good. Thank you very much.
And the good news is we're headed into winter, so you won't have to worry about the heat for much longer. But if he kind of like leans in, he's like, if you should get a hold of some Alrakan silk, then I could make you something that would accommodate any weather.
I look over to Asura, just like dart my eyes.
Asura, Alrakan silk. It's rare and it's expensive as fabric goes because it's made from harvested silk from Alrakan silkworms, and basically it's
They bite.
yeah, well, it's dangerous work, but it's also the silk can be woven, and what happens is the silk shrinks in heat and expands in cold. And so what happens is in the summer it's cool, like a cotton shirt, but in winter it actually it gets warm. And so it's one of the reasons it's coveted is that it's soft but very durable. So it's like very highly coveted by high-end like nobles and everything who want something they can hunt in or something like that, while still being, show-offy and looking the part. So if you find me a few bolts of that, we'll be in real business.
All right. I like the way you think. If I find any, I will definitely come back.
Most excellent. Well, besides this little visual treat, is there anything else I can do for you all?
I need to pick up the sheets, the holster.
Oh, yes, of course. Hold on one moment. And he goes behind the desk and kind of kneels down, and you hear a little rustling and everything, just over the din of the talking and voices happening in the shop. And, Kiri walks by and is, just kind of like, taps your hand and smiles at you as she like rushes off. He's like, "Oh, here we are," and he produces a leather. It's nice enough. It's functional. It's exactly what you're asking for.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Before I go, could I talk to you privately for a moment?
Oh, well, yes, I suppose so. Well, and he kind of motions you back to that back hallway, just behind the desk.
I'm gonna pull out the gem, the one that steals souls.
Oh my! That's a fancy stone you've got there.
Very fancy and very dangerous.
Oh, how so?
To my understanding, this collects the souls of those you kill. And as it collects, it grows and becomes even more valuable.
Oh dear. That sounds terrible and awful. Quite intriguing, though.
And last night I was very tempted to use it.
I see. Tempted in sort of internal personal way, or like it had some sort of influence over you?
I do not know which is which. But I do know that there is still lingering parts of my soul that still want to hurt others. And I don't trust myself with this.
I see. So what are you proposing?
I would like to leave this with you, for you to discover and understand better what this is and what it does. More importantly, how to not allow it to take any more souls, if it has taken any already. But I know that you seek magic, and I seek growth outside of my understanding. So I would like the opportunity in the future to work with you to enhance my natural skills with weapons.
Let's see. Well, this is quite a gift. Let me think for a moment. To be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure what something like this might be worth. It's also a little. Well, it sounds like the sort of thing I wouldn't want everyone knowing I owned, which is no problem at all. But really, it's a risk.
I will not make you keep it if it is too risky for you to have.
No. No. It's totally fine. I know. I'm very curious about this. But I don't feel it is worth something. I just don't know what. I believe. How about 200 gold? It's about all I have at the moment, right here in the store.
I do not want any money for this gem. What I want is your skill as an artificer.
I see. Well, that does take some time.
I understand. But this will be a long-standing relationship, if you would like it.
Oh, well, I very much hope so. Of course. Well, I am taken aback. This is quite a gift. This is a beautiful thing you've done for me. From a beautiful person. Yes, this will be quite intriguing indeed. Well, yes, I will get studying it right away.
Thank you.
Thank you. And might I add, I know there are many people in this world who would have held on to such a thing. If it does indeed grow in value from killing, they could have made a lot of money off of this. A lot of money. Especially in your line of work. I mean, and not from bad people. I suppose all I'm saying is it says something quite fantastic about your character.
I don't know if it says anything fantastic.
Well, I do know. So, at least one of us will.
Again, I have made choices. I don't know if they were good choices or bad choices, but I am trying to just make them and see what happens.
Well, don't we all? Don't we all? Yes, he takes it from you and everything, and is just kind of looking it over and everything and holding it, and yes, quite a good cut, really interesting coloring in the center there. I will have to. You could just see he's just kind of mumbling to himself now, and sort of like lost in thought for a moment.
I'll just walk away. I'll let him have his thoughts.
Okay. Do you guys need anything else from this shop?
I whisper over to Easy. I assume I can see Sister Kiri. She's not talking to us right now. She's kind of off in the distance.
Yeah, she's like helping another customer. So
awesome. I'm lean over to Easy. I dare you to make her taste pineapple.
Y'all are horrible.
Bah, you shouldn't tempt me.
Asura's not here. You go ahead and do it.
All right, rolling a sleight of hand here.
Oh,
The wand.
all right, do it.
All right, let's see what I can do. No. That's a 3 plus 2. That's a 5. That's not good at all. So I'm pretty obvious with this whole wand of mystery here. Oh no.
So, all right. So you basically you take the wand out and like are trying to like stealthily, hold it down low and use it to cast as you're looking at sidelong at Kiri and everything. You activate the wand and feel the magic leave and everything, and somebody standing about 3 feet away from you is like, "Oh, what are you doing with that? What do you think you're doing with that? What What is that? What sort of black magic are you trying to do in here? You start seeing there's a bunch of people, heads turn toward you and everything. You see Carrie kind of walk over concerned as this commotion is starting to happen. And you just see her kind of like, oh dear. Oh dear. What? Easy. Did you do this? What did you do to me?
It's I blame the bear man, but
I just whistle and walk away.
Whistles and walk away.
What did you
I'm
do?
very sorry, Fräulein. I figured you looked like you lacked enough citrus in your life, and I thought you needed a good dosage of vitamin D in pineapple. And I was trying to do you a service. I apologize if I startled you.
But what did you do?
I don't even know. That's the mystery behind it. But you're part of something more beautiful now in the mystery of wand lore.
Part of something more beautiful? What do you mean?
And I just do it. Easy out.
Just keep making that hole easy.
You just hear her being like, Errata! As you guys leave the
So is that now 3 shops that you've got?
Exactly. I'm gonna make sure every shop I go to, I've done something wrong.
piling up bands.
Every shopkeeper is gonna know my name.
God.
They won't forget it.
What's your name, man?
That was hilarious.
You almost maybe use my ball bearings to get out of there. I was this close to drop him and running. Ball bearings out.
I mean, you made a smooth exit there, Easy. Could have done better myself.
So then you guys walk a few doors down to the Oaken Anvil. As you hear that kind of commotion, kind of get from the shop, get lost in the ever cacophonous noise of the market square, to the Oaken Anvil, where you guys can continue working. As you enter, Asura, you do see Idrith notice you guys walk in and just kind of like frown a little bit and just go back to his work.
Good morning.
He doesn't reply. He just keeps working. Valak replies and says good morning.
I'm just going to keep working on what I was working on yesterday, to finish up the knives. And then with whatever time I have left, I want to work on a spring-loading device for my tail weapon so that it can have more of a switchbladey kind of popping out situation.
And Easy, we will work out the horse armor a little bit later.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it won't take you long because he probably has horse armor.
Yeah. I was figuring what he had
because-
there already. I'd look at.
Yeah, there are a few different groups of people who would be interested in that. So
Okay.
that won't that won't take you very long to get or figure out what you're going to do with that. Are you staying there or are you going somewhere else?
That's it. That's all I was wanting to do.
So then we'll go to Stoic and Valan. So you guys are headed to Where a Dragon. Let me
Where a dragon.
pull up my notes for that.
Valan, are you ready? I heard about this place that called like to wear a dragon or something like that. But they're supposed to have like the best of the best.
Then what are we doing there?
Moving up in the world, buddy. I figure it's we could at least go look.
Looking might be all we can actually afford to do.
It's only one way to find out.
This is true.
All right. So you guys make your way. It's actually not too far. It's only a couple blocks over from Eldergate Manor in the Leaf District, where most
In
of
the richer part already.
Yep, you're pretty much already in the rich part of town. So you make your way through there. You come to a place that's kind of set back a little ways from another small square with a set of doors underneath a large engraving of like basically engraved in the stone of the front of the building. You see a woman with a dragon like wrapped around her, and with very nice script engraved in the front that says "to wear a dragon."
This already looks expensive.
So as you enter,
before we enter, I'd like to turn to Valan and go. So you know how Asura is always like watching people's eyes, and then she like does something with her eyes to match.
I have noticed that.
So I've been watching the butler in the way that he walks, and I think I've got it. And I think we should do that walk when we go into this place, because I don't want him to take us. I don't want him to think that we're like country pumpkins. So, and I know that you're like really observant and stuff. So I'm sure you've been watching the way he walks.
Every day.
Well, then good, because let's do it. Let's do it.
Lead the way.
All right. So I'm going to try and do my best to walk like the butler.
The Robert. Call it the Robert.
I walk in just like
As
I
we
normally
walk-
would walk in.
all right. So Stoic, I want you to roll a performance check.
Damn it. Okay.
No time.
Oh, I don't know what my adder is, but that was a 4.
Well, it's a charisma. Are you very charismatic?
No, I am not.
Nope. Oh my goodness.
Performance, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
just a solid 4.
It's charisma.
That's a no adder.
It
That's a 4.
is almost completely dependable that in any kind of RP situation, you are going to roll a single digit. And
Mhm.
in a battle, you're going to roll high.
Yeah,
That's
And
I'm
don't
okay with
you
that.
change it, Danny.
Yep.
that's about right.
me.
You
Oh,
maintain your
goodness.
roles. Don't let Doug shame you.
Yeah, RP is not my forte.
Oh, man. Okay. So you guys open the door, and it's like a very nice, heavy door that actually seems to be really well oiled, so it doesn't even like creak really very much when you open it, which surprises you because most doors in the in this time or this kind of world, they creak or they have some sort of resistance, and this one just kind of opens. You can tell it's really heavy and weighty, but it opens easily. Inside, you're greeted by a very large room with like high vaulted ceilings with openings at the front that just kind of pour in sunlight in kind of crossed streams going across it. Down the middle, you see a deep like royal blue kind of velvety soft carpet going straight down the middle of this floor that's just kind of a gray and white marble that's just well polished, going all the way to the back of this kind of cathedral place where there's a larger different engraving of a woman wearing a dragon, this one like reclining with this dragon kind of wrapped around her, in this much larger probably 30 foot wide engraving on the back of this wall. And you see branching off from this blue carpet is kind of thinner other blue carpet that just goes straight back to from kind of going off to the side, 3 on each side, back to pedestals, white pedestals, stone pedestals at the end of each one, with items on these pedestals. And you only see 2 other people in there, one of whom is I think Valan, I think you would recognize. He basically looks like a high elf, but with a slightly more golden skin, like a golden tint to his skin. That Valan you recognize as a sun elf, which is kind of a rarer breed of high elf, if you will. They're typically, or a variation of high elf, but they're typically only in a certain part of Everwind, and they're just kind of rare. And he has long black hair that goes down basically just past his butt, and with like long flowing robes with gold trim and this kind of cream color. And he is talking to a woman who is dressed in a kind of a dark, it's a mix of like black and dark red dress. It's a very nice, kind of very noble type dress that's got lots of little detail, and just kind of that black and dark red mixed together and trim and things like that, with like this kind of collar that kind of pops up, and with these dark curly hair that's kind of pulled up and just a little bit kind of dangling off a little bit, with fair flawless skin. And they're talking, and the elf notices you walking in, and he says, you hear him kind of mumble, "Pardon me," and he kind of like walks over, looking you guys up at each of you up and down, and walks over as you guys are standing at the front door. He kind of walks to the side of the front door and grabs a broom and he starts sweeping at your feet. And he turns back to the lady and says, "I do apologize, ma'am. I do try to keep this place clean, but occasionally trash blows off of the street." And he turns back to you more softly and says, "No free browsing, I'm afraid."
Is there you said the pedestals are in the back?
The pedestals are on almost to the wall, basically if you imagine this being like a rectangle like this, the pedestals are like this along the, there's 6 of them kind of going in along each side of the room.
But where at in relation to the door?
The front door is like down here in the middle. So
okay.
It's probably a good 30, 40 feet to each, from you to the closest pedestal.
All right, well, I'm going to circle around towards the pedestal that's closest to the door. And I'm just going to go, "Oh my, I'm so sorry. We were in the wrong store." And I'm just going to slide whatever it is that was on the pedestal off as I walk out the door.
So it's quite a ways to walk to that pedestal and then back. It's not really on the way thing. So I'm trying to walk to the pedestal?
Yeah, I want to walk to the pedestal and just knock it off and then walk towards the door.
Are you a cat?
Okay.
I don't even know what it is. I don't care. I'm pushing it over.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's booby trap. Okay.
It's not gonna be good.
God damn it, it's a 1. I can't roll in these situations. This dice is gone.
That's hilarious.
Saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a solid 1.
All right. So
I keep forgetting that like I have no stats whatsoever except for wisdom and constitution.
But you got heart, kid. You got
I do.
heart.
I got heart.
God heart.
I got street smarts and I got heart. That's it.
You got heart.
Ooh, buddy.
See, as an adventuring party, we should be gaining a reputation for doing good things.
Oh
Not
no.
Oh no, this is a good thing. That guy's a douche. Like,
That's right.
not disagreeing.
I
Good
fully
job, Stoic.
support Stoic's decision.
okay. So as you go reach and you reach up and touch the item, which is
I don't even know what it is.
yeah, I do.
Crown of spiky stuff that hurts you.
Yeah, so you're seeing a what looks like it's a very thin. You don't get a good look at it, but it's a very thin sword of some sort. You walk up and reach out to slap it off of the thing, and the minute
Slowly.
you touch it, you guys hear a as you are suddenly thrown back with huge force, all the way back to you slam into the wall right next to the front door, and you take 17 points of force damage.
woo! Worth it.
Oh man.
Slamming in, taking a moment to catch your breath, as you've been winded for sure. You actually Valan, you like flinch too, because it's like you feel it in your ears. It's like it's like invisible, but there is definitely some sort of detonation that just happened.
And I go over to help Stoic up, reach my hand out.
And you see the elf he kind of like holds his ear gently, and he's like, as I said, no free browsing. And you see the woman over there she actually doesn't look phased, and she just kind of has this like smirk on her mouth, and she says, as she sees you get up, she kind of gives you a look up and down, and she's like, oh, Sharon, just let them browse. They'll be my guests. How about that? And Sharon kind of looks back and looks at you again with pretty clear irritation. But he's a lot less, he's like guarded. You know, he's more mannered about it. You can tell he doesn't like you, but he also is not. It's not as unpolished as like Idrith, for example. He's like, as you wish, governess. And
Oh,
well, I have to say, to go through something like that and still remain standing, quite impressive.
I do think that I cut myself somehow in that explosion, and I want to take my knife and put a good sized gash in my hand if I could.
Okay.
And I like to do it like to where it's not noticeable, if possible.
On your the inside of your hand.
Yeah, just one of those stupid movie things where they cut the palm when they could cut anywhere else.
Okay.
Just the dumbest thing to do. All your
Yes.
Yeah.
your important things are there.
But I would like to do that.
Okay. So you you take your knife and slit the inside of your hand.
And I'm just gonna go, oh, I think I need to get this looked at. And I'm just gonna put my hand on the wall and smear it the entire way on my way to out.
here.
Oh, dear.
It seems like Sharon, you have something to clean up while we browse. She's clearly amused, and she kind of gestures to the two of you and is like, "Well, come walk with me if you want."
So she wants us to stay in the store with her.
Make friends everywhere you go.
Why do all of these strange women wanting to talk to me? Like,
You're oddly charismatic.
3 words.
Have you
Sexy,
seen yourself,
healing.
Stoic? Have you seen yourself?
She does. So you will say though that she looks both of you up and down, but her eyes linger on Valan a little bit longer.
oh, it's a yes. Wingman.
Says, "Sorry, are you turning back to her?"
No, I'm out of this. I'm so mad. If Valan wants to stay, he can, but I am smearing my hand and just walking all the way to the door.
I have to try to make the choice between what Larry would do, or wants to do, and what Valan will do.
You can make any choice you want. This is a game.
That's right.
I know.
Intel.
Do I? This is to
Flirt with a woman. Flirt with a woman. Or
this is
whomever.
to the
I
woman.
don't-
Do I know you from somewhere?
Oh, not yet.
Yes.
No,
God,
yeah,
Valan
but-
needs some. He needs some so bad. From
that's
everything I've seen from him, he needs some.
What do
Y'all
you
are
mean by that?
disgusting. Y'all are disgusting.
Oh no.
Well, but that's what I'm ever so hoping to change. Why don't you come walk with me for a bit, whilst I shop?
I would like to do an insight check.
Okay.
This is the first time I've rolled in almost 2 games.
Proud of you.
There we go.
Well,
Ah, rolled a 2. It's a 4.
Okay.
Not proud of you.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, she seems very interested in you, and she wants you to shop with her.
Hmm.
Oh, come on now, I don't bite usually, and I've always wanted to meet a monk of the Emerald Dragon.
Oh shit.
Stoic.
Don't look at me. I'm out of the shop.
Well, I was just, give me a few minutes, and I will come join you in a second.
Don't keep me waiting too long.
No, that was the Stoic. That was the Stoic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And
I'll just bloody hand thumbs up as I'm leaving the door. Oh,
I walk over. See where this goes.
it's so great.
Oh man.
She
It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Valan, and as you already have surmised, I am part of the Emerald Dragon.
Well, of course you are. My name is Lady Empress. I'm one of the governesses of Corania. It's always nice to meet someone who seems to be so capable. It's a shame your friend didn't stay to talk too. Must be a nervous one.
I think he had somewhere he needed to be.
Well, I'm sure we're all busy. She walks over with you to the first pedestal that he tried to take, and you notice there's no damage. There's nothing that seems to indicate anything that just happened. It seemed to be sheerly Stoic that took the damage, although it kind of hurt your ears, the detonation of it. There doesn't seem to be any physical indication of damage to the item or the surrounds. But the item itself is basically a black. The blade is silver, but it's like a darker silver than normal, and it's like a long, thin blade that you know to be a rapier. And she says, "I'm always in the market for things that I might find useful. The world is ever so dangerous, after all, as I'm sure you know."
I know all too well how dangerous it can be.
Well, tell me all about yourself. I want to know. What brings a monk of the Emerald Dragon to our little corner of the world?
Sheer circumstance. Nothing really exciting to say.
Well, most fortunate circumstance indeed. Are you simply wandering around then?
One could say that. I have a group that I'm a part of. We go here and there and help where we can.
Wonderful. Sell swords?
I think Valan smirks just a little bit at that because he's thinking of Asura. If you will.
That's quite intriguing then. Then tell me, has she puts her arm in yours as you guys are walking and
Okay.
walks to the next pedestal. And she says you walk to the next pedestal, which has on it, somehow suspended above it, you see a kind of studded leather armor with black feathers kind of sprouting out from the shoulder. And she says, well, has business been good to you?
I'm just gonna dry heave in the corner.
It's had its ups and downs, as any, and I'd say it with an emphasis, sellsword would tell you. It's not always successes, but all in all, yes, I would say that it's been okay.
Well, one could always use more money, is that right?
I don't have much of a need for money myself. I understand its importance and I guess functioning in everyday life. There are others with whom I travel that would probably disagree with me quite a bit on that. But for myself, if I make some coin, that's good. But I tend to do this for other reasons. Are you?
She looks you directly in the eye and is like studying you as you talk and everything. And you, with the eye contact, it's like you realize this is a woman who is charismatic as crap. Like, just the kind of woman who can wrap somebody around their finger, whether romantically or not. Like, she's just the kind of person everybody wants to be around. And when she looks at you, you kind of feel like the only person in the world. And like you are just important. And she's kind of studying you as you finish that and kind of gestures to the armor and is like, sort of ugly, isn't it?
Sometimes an appearance can be deceiving. It can be function over aesthetics. It depends on what it does.
True. But I prefer having form and function. Why only have it one way when I can have it both? And she leads you to the next pillar, which has a looks like a really old looking scroll. That looks like it's seen, it's been around for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Would I recognize it as some kind of like a spell scroll?
Almost certainly.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's like, is this the sort of thing you dabble at all? Or is this reserved for your friends?
I have someone who could potentially use that. I guess it depends on how strong of a spell it is, and yes.
Sharon, she says as you look over and see the elf over trying to clean the blood off of the marble. Yes, madam. And can you tell me what this is and how much it is? Of course, madam. That is the rare Scroll of Forbiddance. It allows you to create a ward that prevents magical travel within 40,000 feet of you. Quite useful for protecting yourself against more powerful enemies. This one runs 2,560 gold.
Quite the price tag.
She kind of arches an eyebrow at you and is like, well, I'd say that's powerful, wouldn't you?
At that price, it better be.
Well, the forbidden things are always expensive. She pulls you to the next, she pulls you to walk across the room to the next thing. And as you're walking across, she says, unfortunately, the world is just becoming such a dark and uninviting place that I'm forced to find whatever talent I can to help protect my province against all the nasty things that seem to be arising left and right. And someone of such a noble bearing as yourself might find some lucrative work with me.
I can say that there's some interest there. I would have to speak with my other party members, but there's always potential.
She walks over to this one, and I neglected to mention, there's an engraving on each of these pedestals with a name. I forgot to tell you that the sword was named the Giant's Fall. The armor was named the Raven Queen's Ire. The scroll just says Forbiddance. As she walks, as you say that, you arrive at the other pedestal across the room, and you are looking at a cloak that is also suspended, and it kind of comes to like points at a couple different places, and it's like a deep, like greenish blue, and seems to be kind of moving gently as if it's underwater. And you see Cloak of the Deep as the name, and she looks at it and says, it's quite beautiful, but I don't think I'll be making any trips to the ocean anytime soon. Will you?
Not that I'm aware of. And pointedly, maybe not so much to her, but sometimes the fates have other plans for us, and it's kind of making an implication about Ixie.
She kind of arches an eyebrow at you and walks, and then starts walking with you to the next pedestal, which has, again, suspended in the air above the pedestal is a long whip that's sort of like going through this, and it actually says underneath Ixie's tail.
I actually do kind of arch an eyebrow at that against my best efforts.
I want that.
I mean,
Smile,
considering
pool boy.
my history.
Smile. Look pretty.
Are you sure it's not like the goddess of getting lucky? I don't know. We just misunderstood it the whole time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta take one for the team, Valan.
She says, well, I have to admit, I've often preferred making my own luck, but I suppose at the end of the day, it's better to be lucky than good.
Sometimes. I think there's a certain art to discipline and a certain success that comes from that, but from what I've experienced recently, I don't think there's any denying that chance plays a part in life.
And I have to admit, a whip has certain appeal.
So dirty.
What does this particular item do? I'm talking to Sharon?
Hadressa.
Sharon.
Sharon, okay.
Sharon.
Sharon.
Killed her husband, whacked him.
That is, of course, Ixie's tail, magically enhanced to make it very much more difficult to miss an attempted attack. It is this is one of the rarest in our shop, and one of the rarest I've ever had, to be quite honest with you. Much coveted the world over, and was specially ordered by a noble who unfortunately passed before he could finish the order, and so it has remained until it finds the perfect owner with the right style and fortune in his own life to be worthy of such a prize. This one runs 16,000 gold pieces.
Wow.
She, Enthrus is kind of like looks it over, and she puts a finger up to her lips and is like, oh, that's a possibility. There are all sorts of possibilities with me if you come work for me, Valan. If the road is... If you ever want to forsake the road life and unpredictable income, you could come work for me. I have use for all sorts of talents. And you could come protect my people. We could arrange a long and fruitful relationship.
Well, that is a very flattering offer. I think where I stand at the moment is that I'm a part of a package deal with my friends. Where I go, they go, and where they go, I go.
Well, where I'm concerned, the more the merrier.
Did she mention where her province was, or did you mention where her province was?
You haven't asked. It hasn't come up.
Well, any arrangement is possible, as you have kind of alluded to. Is there any particular work you had in mind?
I've got all sorts of things. My province lies to the south, some of the wilder parts of Corandia, and thus subject to a lot of the worst of the problems that the country's been suffering this in recent times. But that's why I seek talented individuals like yourself. I could put you to work for years, and you'd make more money with me than you ever would accepting bounties from the local tavern. Is that what you're doing nowadays?
More or less. Well, I think that my friend has waited long enough. Is there any way to get in touch if we decide to make our way down there to your province, which was where again? In the south, what was the name of it?
My province is Lessa. It's Lessa.
Lessa.
Mm.
Yes, if we can make our way down there.
As a governess, I spend most of my time here, at least lately. Politics have not been friendly with everything that's going on. The king
Politics rarely are.
The king has left most of the work on the shoulders of those below him. So there's much for us to do.
A real shame. Yes, well,
Indeed.
How would we get in touch with you?
There's perhaps no greater shame than a good man who doesn't have the power to actually do good things. But
This is true.
such is kings from time to time. But if I had my money as a betting woman, I would doubt whether the crown will stay on his head for much longer.
Really? And what leads you to that conclusion?
Well, walk around the city for 5 minutes and you'll hear rumors and discontent. And no leader can stay with a discontent populace for too long. And the court is always scheming. But
More.
of course, that's just gossip, and I suppose I should let you get back to your friend, who fled me so quickly. And I would very much like to meet your friends someday. I have a
Where?
manor not too far from here. Where are you staying?
Here in the Leaf District.
Sellsword work paying that well?
For the moment.
And if I wanted to find you, where could I send a runner?
What's the manor name again? I've completely forgotten.
Eldergate Manor.
Eldergate Manor.
Gate.
If you send something to Eldergate Manor, we will receive it.
Oh. You've made some friends. You work for Greenwood?
We have an arrangement.
How ever disappointing. Some people I simply can't compete against. Well, should you ever find yourself released from such a contract and need anything, let me know.
And you said you were in a manor where?
Yes, you can find me at the Red Feather Manor.
Red Feather Manor.
Well, maybe a 5-minute walk up the street from Eldergate. We share the same street. Perhaps we'll run into each other again.
Neighbors.
Perhaps.
Here goes the neighborhood.
And then I give a bow, turn around, and proceed out.
As you do, you hear her say, Sharon, I'll take the whip.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Is he still scrubbing? Is there still did I make a big enough of a mess on the wall?
No, I mean, it's just a smear, so it's not that hard to clean up. Perhaps unfortunately, but
And I think it's worth
it's a
noting that
nuisance.
both Valan and Larry were very uncomfortable with that entire exchange.
Both Valan
It's all right. It's Tara's fault. She called us pool boys earlier. It's very fortuitous.
Yeah.
As you start to leave after she says that, and she says, "Oh, and Valan,
Yes.
if you ever have the need of a sparring partner, I've always wanted to fight against a fellow monk."
Oh shit!
Ooh, damn.
Oh shit!
I don't think Valan knows how to respond to that.
The word is madam.
Yes, madam.
A
Well,
monk.
she turns back as Sharon walks up to start getting ready. She just kind of turns her attention to him. So
Okay. I proceed on out to Stoic.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, that was your chance to be like, Lady Ethris, you trying to seduce me?
Oh, I think Valan
About
would be
time you get
very
out here.
uncomfortable.
all right. So if that's all the shopping we're doing,
Yeah, I think I've had enough shopping for the
Wait,
day.
did I get my stuff, Doug?
I believe you got another. Probably give you like 12 hours. So probably,
dang.
if I remember I don't remember what your exact hours were on the items.
Well, I went there yesterday. So I had at least a day, and then today.
Yeah, like yesterday was probably a good 8 hours because you started late.
Okay.
After the meeting with Hadressa, and so probably 20 hours total.
Gotcha.
Toward your thing. So at least the chainmail.
Okay.
Okay. So with all your shopping done and the blacksmithing done and everything, you head back to Elder Gates to get ready for the trip the next day. And getting ready to ride out for the next mission. And I think that's a good place to stop. We're a couple minutes early, but I want to stop at a good place.
That's good stuff.
Oh, man.
I would have spent the evening hanging out with Carl. It's been a rough day.
Cool.
I just would have brushed my horse, gave him some
Alright.
apples.
Sounds good. Awesome. Well, good stuff. A lot of
Yeah.
I'm so
Okay.
uncomfortable.
You're uncomfortable.
yeah.
Although now I kind of regret giving that stone away. I feel like I should have kept it. Why'd I give it?
I am having a little bit of a technical difficulty at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you again in 2 weeks. And stay tuned because again we got some other stuff cooking as well that'll be really fun. But we will see you again in 2 weeks for the next chapter. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
See y'all.
Yeah.
Their hand.
Danny, we should do the Dragon Ball Z fusion. Ha! Oh, other way.
Lost Doug.
What happened?
No.
What's happening?
I totally messed this up.
Doug!
Like I said, technical difficulties. Hold on.
Doug!
What?
Oh, you're still
Wait.
there.
Now that we're DM-less, everyone raid the city.
Go!
Go!
I'm getting that armor.
Apparently, our fusion broke the internet, Danny.
Yes.
Wait, what would that be called? Stoic and easy. Steezy? Stewie?
Easy.
Steezy? Did you just say Steezy?
I did.
Easy.
I did say Steezy.
Oh.
Maybe like